I well, one thing is just one thing I gotta say. Bushirati, he doesn't have a chance from this. I don't think so. That's a pretty damn deep wound, and his eyes were pulsating and everything. So definitely, this is Bushirati's last moment. Bruno Bushirati, most probably, I'm not saying completely because we still have to see the next episode, and then we may come to know about it. But most probably he's dead. And the reason I say this is because JoJo has the tendency to actually kill off a lot of characters. And it doesn't matter what kind of character you got, alright? Because in the first episode, first part of JoJo, we literally have the main character getting killed. So, like I said, it really JoJo likes like it has a tendency to kill the characters. It does hold the emotional weight of killing the characters off and everything. So yeah, various characters are can be killed at any time in JoJo, and that's the reason why I say that Bushirati seems hard for him to survive anymore in this series, and this most probably is his last moment in the series, and I think so. I think so. Bushirati was the least attached character, most probably for me throughout the series. So I didn't feel that kind of emotion when it came to Bushirati's thing, because he really it because he really wasn't a character that I was emotionally connected to, if I had to put it correctly. Because there are other characters that I actually felt that I was am more into, right, rather than Bushirati, like Abakura, no, wow, I will pronounce his name, or Giorno, or someone like Mr. Helicopter Man and everything. Like, yeah, there are other characters that I'm more attached to. I think the Bushirati is the least attached character I have. I don't know why it is. He's a meme, but still, I don't know why it is, but I think so. He's the least attached character so far for me. Most probably because we didn't get to see much of Bushirati, but again, we get a lot of Bushirati action. Like, the first episode we got Bushirati, we get like episode 10 or something. We see him in action. You can see him again at a train station. So we do see him in a lot of action. So I don't think so. It's basically anything to do with uh him being crazy. Like him being quote unquote deadly. What? I'm sorry. I don't know what. I think so I lost it. But yeah, him being quote unquote like more again more screen time. I don't think that that's more likely. I just guess is I wasn't a big fan of his character. Then again, I liked his character. So I don't know what it is, but I didn't feel that kind of emotion which I felt when Kakyoin, there we go, Kakyoin died in part three. I actually felt emotional for him. So I actually felt like I actually felt sad for him. So yeah, that guy, and I actually felt really sad for Iggy because I'm a pet lover. So I'm sorry. I really felt sad for Iggy in part three, and then there were characters in part four that I felt some kind of emotion towards. So yeah, there were certain characters, and especially Caesar in part two because Caesar was all throughout part two with Joseph. So that's the reason why I felt for him. But to be honest, Bushirati's death wouldn't really give me that kind of feels, I guess. I'm just being honest. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, this was a moment that made me sad just because I want to be. I'm being honest here. I actually didn't feel anything when Bushirati dies. So, just being honest here. But, yeah, this whole sequence, it was one of it shows how powerful this man's stand is, and I guess Diablo's ability is also, yeah, that's basically, I think that that's what his name is. The main guy's name, main villain's name is Diablo. I may be completely wrong about him. Then again, that may be his stand's name, and I'm completely wrong about him. But yeah, uh, guessing his stand power, I guess it has something. It is something to do with seen in future or something. I think so. There was a stand that could see in future, right? I'm not sure that. but if there isn't, then this must most probably be it. Or maybe it has to do something with a thing that's not been introduced yet, which will definitely be introduced later on because I know some things about Part 5 that have been spoiled for me. Because I played Eyes Over Heaven, so I have ideas of what Part 5 is installed for me. But anyways, uh, putting this aside, we also get Bushiroad's backstory, which is another thing that happens in this episode. And yeah, Bushiroad's backstory was kind of sad and everything, but it still this whole episode was fun to watch just because of the ending. Because the ending was such a. I feel like this whole sequence, the first 5 to 10 minutes and the ending. I'm not talking about Bucciarati's origins or anything, but the first 10 minutes was so intensifying, like the cuts and everything. They look really, really cool in my opinion. Those cuts were really cool. The way the camera was moving all over the place. I feel like that was what got my attention for the first 5 to 10 minutes, and how like Bushirati was checking each and every corner and everything. And then at the end, what really got my attention was how Bushirati. My attention was on the main guy, the main villain. He was the one who caught my attention. I was like, yeah, I want to see him finally. I want to see him in action. I want to see what Bushirati can do. I want to see a fight. And we actually got a fight, but it wasn't long lasting because Bushirati got destroyed by this man. He literally got destroyed. Not even any time to react. Literally, he didn't have any time to react, and he got destroyed, basically. So yeah, that those first 5 to 10 minutes and the last 5 minutes or something, those just went on, and I was like, mm. And another thing is that this guy's whole posture and how he reacted uh, throughout this whole episode, the main villain, I was like, woo! Well, that is one strong way to react towards anyone because his presence itself was such an intimidating presence. Like that was one hell of a presence, I would say, for an anime character because it's only something that Jojo can do. Because so far, that kind of presence, I felt one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite all-time favorite villains, and that would be Kira. He had that presence for me, and I was like, yeah, that guy has that villainous, that ominous presence that we need for in a villain, and Kira had that. I'm not saying Dio is a bad villain in any way, alright? Dio was a really cool villain, but for me, Kira was the best one because Kira had that serial killer look, while Dio had the family feud and everything. Uh, Kira had the serial killer look. He had that intense. He knew what a villain was. What a villain was in someone's eyes. That's what made Kira so special because he has such a villainous character. He was such an ominous. He had this presence of I am such a dangerous person and you better not mess with me because he was someone who was messing with every single person in part 4. And that's what make I think so makes JoJo's villains really really cool in my opinion because even Dio, even the Pillar Man, and even Kira, all the villains are good in JoJo just because of the simple fact that they have this presence around them, which makes them a really cool villain. In my opinion, yes, Pillar Man are also really good villains. When it comes to the main antagonist point, Dio is pretty much fan favorite at this point. Like, let's be honest, sure. And personally, my favorite Kira, like, he is just straight up villainous. He is someone I'm like, yep, that's one hell of a villain. That's basically how I see Kira as. Uh, Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. So let me know what you think about this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, peace.